A lot of people want an easy way out. So they opt to use traditional medicine to get what they want, which is quite effective to a certain point. This is not still directed to young people. I'll come to the blessers and the older men and the rich people just after. What they ask for is umuti to ukhokhela indoda, so to attract a man. They get it. After they get it, they use it. After using it a couple of times, it works. And then the sacrifice increases. So from starting at cleansing, they will cleanse ngenkuku, emhlope. They will go to the river and cleanse. They will wash away everything that was done. For an example, abortions. They will go on to wash away itunzi. I don't know what they call it in English. Maybe it's like bad aura, bad karma. Once that's done, they will get medicine that will enhance their vaginas, that will enhance sexual appeal, that will enhance their position in society or amongst their friends or work environments. These things are done over time, over a period of 4 to 6 weeks, where they will go to the sangoma and get this done. Once that is successful and they have attracted, or they are within the space they want to be in, they will now go on to the bigger stuff, which is ukutwala. Horwala ka Sesotho. I'm not sure what it's called in English. Moving from slaughtering a sheep or a chicken, they will then ask, how do they keep what they have had or what they asked for? Then the traditional healers will give them options. These options read as follows. Number 1, uzotwala ngenyoka, which is a snake. You will be assigned an animal that you will take care of. This animal, it be a snake. There's different kinds of snakes that do different things. And they require different things. For an example, they are the white snakes. Those are your ancestors. They aid as protective mechanisms. And then there's the black snakes. The black snakes are used to lure in people and bring in money. At some point, somebody on Instagram, somebody very famous, very popular, posted a snake in their house. If you Google it, you will find it. It's just that obviously I can't mention names. These are big snakes, 2 to 3 meters long. They are big snakes. Other people keep these snakes in their houses for money, for power, for control, and also to protect themselves from people who are doing the same. When men go to Inyanga, for them, the risk is bigger because they've got families and they've got businesses. And it's not a secret, Yoguti, a lot of our black men bayatwala in different ways. Whether batwala ngamanzi, ngenyoka, ngumuntu. Now, I need you to listen to me carefully. When you date a man who has money, you've got two options. It's very clear that you're dating for money, and they know that you're dating for money. And because they have a surplus of money, they will make sure they take as much from you as possible. Young women, whether you sleep with a man with a condom or without a condom, it doesn't make a difference. Because your sweat is on him, your spirit is with him, your presence is with him, and you're in his environment. For an example, when we talk about environments, in people's houses, from the gate, something is poured at the gate. So maunyathela, you have inherited some kind of umuti. When you get into the house, or when you get into the yard itself, that yard iqinisiwe. There are things in that yard that have been planted that you don't know. You inherit that. If somebody has died in that house and something was done to them, you inherit that. This is way before you have sex. Now, in a lot of these big houses, there are rooms that people don't go into. There are spaces that are not occupied or you're not invited into. For an example, when you go to a person otwele, ngenyoka, and they have the snake in their houses, it's either they keep it in a locked room or it's either they keep it in a coffin. I'll repeat that. It's either they keep that animal in a locked room or they keep it in a coffin. These coffins are usually in a back room or a locked room, and you won't even see it until it's presented to you at a certain time. At this point, you're probably drunk. You don't even see the chain of events because you're drunk, or you're drugged, or you're hypnotized. There are people that you are unable to speak to looking at them straight in the eye because their presence is so heavy. Because they have washed their bodies with blood. They have drunk blood. They have eaten certain things. So when they come close to you, it's either they feel heavy, it's either you become scared automatically, even before they speak to you. You feel it in your gut that something is wrong. Or you feel it in your gut that this person, uyangisinda, is too heavy for me. It's because they wash with blood. Another thing, when a person who has done this sleeps with you, there are 4 things that happen. If uthole ngenyoka, at some point, they will require you to sleep with it. They will insert things inside of you that you don't even know. Bona, on their bodies, bayagcobisa amavasilini anomuthi. So when they sleep with you without a condom, they put those things inside your body. This will result in maggots in your vagina. You will have worms in your vagina. Your discharge will stink and it's uncurable. You will have multiple miscarriages because of umuthi ohleli phakathi in your womb. You will grow things in your stomach that doctors don't know how to explain, and they will end up saying it's fibroids when it's not. You will have babies that are disabled because this thing iyakudla ngaphakathi. Another thing, you will have a very bad aura. You will get into a room and people just feel disgusted by your presence. You will go to job interviews and people will not hire you. You will write exams and you will forget what you're writing. And in that moment, this thing is living inside of you. There are girls today who are okay with sleeping with men without condoms. And they think that the morning after pill will save them. It doesn't. It does not prevent the spiritual connotations that come with these things. Once all of that is done, either the man will tell you what's been done to you or they won't. And if they don't, your body will deteriorate because you will not have the traditional medicine to sustain what's happening to your body. You will have bad dreams. You will not be able to eat properly. Your body odor will be so bad that you can't even sit next to another person. They will start feeling like uyanoga. There's a lot of people online who are consistently looking for the next beautiful girl, a virgin, a certain body type at a certain period of time. Because uktwala has seasons. You can't ngeke ukhona uktwala when certain things are happening. So the sangoma will tell you, Uguti, wait a minute for this season or for 2-3 weeks. Let me prepare this for you before you do what you need to do. There's an increase of men who sleep with young women because of their purity. They know that you have not slept with a lot of guys, so you're still fairly clean. They know that you don't use the muti that they use, so they can easily overpower you. They know that you want money, so they will distract you from being with family, going to school, working. So you will be with that man for the longest time, every weekend, every night, and you will think that you're loved. But he's using you for a period of time so that he can get what he needs for this thing athwele ngayo. After that is done, they will ghost you. They will just leave you and go to the next one. But remember, sometimes this thing athwele ngayo will require a blood sacrifice. So it's either they will kill their firstborn sons, they will kill their wives, or they will kill you. If this thing that the abathwele ngayo says it wants you, come hell or high water, it will find you. You will be in a position where you're visiting this guy consistently. You go to his house, you sleep in his bed, and all the time, he marks the days where you go on your period. That time is very crucial because that's when you are ovulating. There's a possibility of pregnancy. That's when your body is most vulnerable. And that's when this thing can suck blood out of you easier. So they will force to sleep with you when you're on your period. At this time, they will make sure ukuthi they have prepared their bodies to sort of deliver what they need to deliver to you. So bazogcobisa imithi, bazofuta, bazokapa, bazoenza what they need to do. And remember, you're innocent. You don't know what the sacrifice is for. You don't know when it's coming, because it's not like they're written on their foreheads. You won't see it. But you will feel it when you leave their houses. Ukuthi something was done. Sometimes you will not even remember what was done. You will wake up and there is blood on your sheets, or there is sperm, or there is stuff that is sticky on your thighs, and you don't even know how it happened. But at this point, when you are a blood sacrifice, it takes time for them to get what they want. For those of you who have encountered men and women who are excessively using traditional medicine, and you are not part of the rituals. For an example, when you don't go to a traditional healer, the chances of whatever they're doing to you are greater, because you are more I'm trying to find the word, receptive to what they're doing. The other day, I got a DM from a lady who said she went to somebody's house in KZN, in Mhlanga. They had dinner with the friends and everything was perfect. And then during the night, this man came into her room, butt naked, and said to her, "Can you just give me a blowjob?" And this girl said, "How? But you're dating my friend. Why would you want a blowjob from me?" And he said, "No, I just like you. You look good. You know, I've been eyeing you all the time. I actually wanted you, not your friend, blah, blah, blah." And this girl gave him a blowjob. In the morning, her lips were swollen. Bengathi ziyabola. Her tongue was swollen. She couldn't speak for days. Then my question is, why did you do it? Were you not aware? And if you were aware, what were your chances of leaving that house? 0. It's midnight. You're not going to leave. Your intention is not set out for you to leave. Another scenario. A girl in Pretoria goes to a house party. When they get there, it's friends again. She's dating the guy. The guy doesn't want to have sex with her. In the middle of the night, the guy says, "I want to introduce you to someone." And this girl says, "What?" And then this guy pulls out a snake in a bag and says, "This is so and so, and they want to have an encounter with you." This girl slept on the bed, and the snake went on top of her body, sort of moving around her body. And this man says, "You have to relax, because if you're fearful, it will attack you." But now, the problem is, if you don't relax, it will kill you. Then she says the snake went up her body, wrapped itself around, and she couldn't move. These are the things, and there are many other stories and many other examples. But our problem is, as young people, we want the good life at all costs. We are okay with sleeping anywhere, at anybody's house, in any hotel, at any given time for money. But we forget that once you do these things, whether male or female, whether we are twala or we are qinisa, or it's a case where you want to get a promotion or a job, you must always be consistent. You must do these things all the time. There's no leaving this. You must do it all the time. And the more you do it, the more these things will come. But we forget that the people who are online, who have the good life, they didn't get the good life by only hard work. There are things that they do to maintain their lifestyles. There are people that they do these things with to maintain their lifestyle. For an example, we are in the middle of a pandemic. A lot of people couldn't work for a good 5 months, plus minus. In the middle of the pandemic, some people were able to buy cars that are worth 3-4 million. They were able to go to expensive hotels in the middle of a pandemic. They were able to go shopping consistently in the middle of a pandemic. These influencers that you see online form part, and a very big part, of our social decay, because they show you the good life, but they don't tell you how they got it. It's easy to say you're making money from a water endorsement. In South Africa, endorsements are very scarce. And most of the time, some endorsements don't even pay because it's a trade-off. So you post something only to get free goods, right? Then in other cases, yes, they do pay you, but it's not millions. So when you see these things online and you aspire to have them, be careful, because not everybody's going to show you their boyfriends. Not everybody's going to show you how they make money. Not everybody's going to tell you of the real sacrifices that they do. How many men they sleep with to maintain that life. A lot of artists complained that, there's no money. But then again, in the same breath, they're buying G-Wagons. They're buying Aston Martins. Now everybody's on holiday. You need to start thinking outside of what you're shown. Because when they die, we all cry and say, oh my God, they were a good person. They were doing 1, 2, 3. But you forget that they were doing 1, 2, 3 to try and impress you. They were doing 1, 2, 3 to get ahead in life. We may laugh and say, I just slept with one guy, just slept with 2 guys. It's not a big deal. But to get a Louis Vuitton costs nothing less than 80, 70,000. This is a genuine Louis Vuitton. To get a Gucci, 40, 80, 60,000. For people who did not work in this pandemic and who are not doctors or nurses, and nurses don't even earn that much. Doctors in South Africa don't even earn that much. For people who did not work in this pandemic, and I'm not saying all these influencers, I'm not saying all rich people, guys, I'm not saying, no. I'm saying there's a small portion of people who live like this consistently. They will make you believe that they've got gigs, they've got endorsements. They will make you believe that they're selling these products that are giving them millions. But behind that facade, there are 4 or 5 men who are funding this. They are consistently going to sangomas. They are consistently changing friends, because the more the friends know, the trickier it becomes. The more friends know what you're doing, the trickier it becomes to hide it. So they will change friends consistently. And I'm not disregarding businesses, online businesses, clothes, products, whatever. But I'm saying it does not match up to what you show. For an example, if you're selling clothes, it's very rare to sell clothes that are worth $500,000.
Uthe uzoyithatha manje. Uthe uzoyithatha manje inyonga.
Mfazami.
Ufela inyonga ngezizwe izolumathini. Hayi bafethu ngeme ngiyasaba. Mnabona inyonga le?
Ngeke le. Iyahamba.
Uyayibiza mfethu uyayibiza le nyoka.
Bukuyahamba.
Bafethu banjani abantu?
Awubheni mangirana lenyuku bani so wethabe no haju ewe nepobi hey ungangilumi man awu izinto man izinto so vele uthuni nyuku ngayo bro
straight swear make money bro
Hi guys, ngisayovuselela umamlambo wami. This is my mlambo. I get anything that I want because of her. Because of her, I get anything that I want. Nothing as rope, but there was some kind. Oh yes, girl. Yes. Right.
oh yeah come on please
Uthoranda konda ntama ikwela wena santsamo uthoranda konda wena ta ethara ubulayo dalla ka yanda konda daite wena san bona motho uthoranda konda bad wena san bona motho uthoranda konda bad